Harbaugh now heads to the Los Angeles Chargers.
He wins everywhere. He wins, period.
Justin Herbert, he's a crown jewel.
Well, you guys better enjoy this.
Quick snap, Herbert to throw. Has a man, touchdown!
The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin.
Herbert on the move and throws and touchdown.
I was just trying to show off.
We're going to be known as world champions. And we're going to do it or die trying. Don't let the powder blues fool you.
Who's got it better than that?
Oh, finally, folks. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin-Duggan.
It is draft week.
Let it be known.
For day 2 now.
Amen. Let's not forget Kyle, the coach.
What a weird way to start that episode.
Yeah, we don't vibe. That was good. I like this.
Well, I think it's in honor of the Pope. The Pope just died. So
it did. I didn't even think about that. I was channeling my inner Pope.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Pope. And hey, folks, we've got a draft week episode lined up for you. We've got Utah. Give me 2 segments lined up for you. Craig
Every
Experience.
episode.
I know. Craig Experience and Adam Mundwarf, who's back, baby. And we've got an Ask Boltfam. Okay, Utah, give me 3. But folks, we've got some stuff to talk about here. Let's waste no time. Start at the top. This just in. It's official. Easton Stick is not coming back next year.
He gone.
He is officially gone. He has been signed. Surprisingly, I'm kind of surprised he got signed, but I'm happy for him. The Falcons picked him up.
He's
their backup QB.
It was great having Easton. He is going to be a practice squad player. He's not making any active rosters anytime soon.
Yeah.
But
the benefit he had
appreciate it.
here, the benefit he had in LA was that he was boys with Justin.
Yeah.
Like they were friends. Now you don't have that built in anywhere you go.
Good
You don't have that's Justin's friend, so we'll keep him around. They have good chemistry. They chat it up. They both have the same work ethic. You don't have that same benefit anywhere you go now. But looking back, it's kind of a bummer we didn't just trade Heineke for Stick last year and not have to give up the draft pick. But to each his own.
To each his own.
Tomato,
Godspeed, Mr. Stick.
Good luck. We probably will never speak of you again, and we appreciate your time.
Yeah, I hope we don't, quite frankly. And then this was also announced, and this is very interesting, that the NFL announced that the former and active players who are going to announce picks in rounds 2 and 3 of the draft and the Chargers. I don't know if they were digging deep or what happened here, but Melvin
I think there was
Gordon,
a lot of people on vacation.
They must
a lot
be.
of people passed.
Yeah. Melvin Gordon's name is the one that came up, and he is going to be announcing picks.
Give him his due. Super Bowl winning Melvin Gordon. Practice squad
First round
winning,
pick.
Super Bowl winning.
That must have been
Gordon.
the smallest asterisk.
Not activated
don't
for
see
the
that
Super
anywhere
Bowl
here.
winning Melvin Gordon.
That's not in my notes.
Swear to God, if he has that Super Bowl ring on, I'm going to freaking throw a hammer at the TV.
I mean, that's what I mean, man.
The fact that the chief, the last thing he was the chief, is the guy announcing our picks is like, come on.
I know, bizarre. I mean, why would he want to do this? Maybe he's trying to get back in good graces, but he basically yelled at all of us for being bad fans.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It wasn't a great send off, and
oh no,
it's weird that he said yes, and it's even weirder that the Chargers asked. Quite frankly, it's just strange.
I think most of the front office was nowhere near the Chargers when all that stuff was going down. They must have missed the memo.
Yeah. I mean, the Spanners are really the only ones that have been the consistent. So, all right. So there you go, folks. Friday. Keep your eyes peeled for Melvin Gordon calling out names for picks 2 and 3. But what else happened was Joe Ortiz had himself a press conference, and it was pretty interesting to see all the different things that he had to say. A couple of the quotes that we have here. Ortiz on the deepest 2025 position groups. He said D-line and running back. And I'd say tight end, corner. There's a lot of corners up there on the board we like. Those are probably the 4 that stand out. The important thing, even if you know a class is deep at a certain position, is to still stack the players the right way. Then it just depends on the situation, really. If he's sticking out, if that player is in your rankings is way above the next guy, then you just take him. If you have 2 picks close together, then it's okay. We've got more depth behind us at this position.
Yeah.
Very
So it's
cool.
best player available unless they're close. Then
Right.
it goes to what are our actual needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like when he broke it down and he was like, then you do a coin flip or something like that. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Then me and Jim arm wrestle.
Yeah,
to
then we
decide
arm
who
wrestle.
we're
Yeah.
picking. Yeah.
I see them more of like
Rochambeau.
more leg wrestling. Like they
Yeah,
both lay
there
on
you
the
go.
ground and leg wrestle
Oh my
each other.
God.
That'd be way funnier.
That would be the best draft
Yeah.
cam of like the war room. You just see those
Yeah.
guys laying on
leg
the ground.
wrestling.
Because it's not going to be like a handheld
All right,
camera.
Cam Scatabo
It's
it
gonna be
is.
a camera like in the top right corner, like a security camera, like just seeing these 2 guys leg wrestle
And then
on
like
the floor.
all the other coaches are like around them, like
They're
cheering on their respective.
They're throwing money at them.
Yeah. They're getting ready for it. They're like slapping their back, like getting them all hyped up.
Yeah, and then
Smelling
Coach
salts.
Coach Harbaugh's newly replaced hip is popped out of socket. And he
Oh,
pops it
God.
back
Yeah.
in.
This
He's a
was a
man.
bad call. All right. Another quote here from Ortiz on the
Wait,
current-
hang on. We got to go back. That'd be a hell of a draft call. When
That's
you
what I
call the
mean.
guy, Ortiz loses the leg wrestling and he has to call the guy and be like, "Hey, we wanted you the whole time. I was on your side." He'd be like, "Dude, I had another guy in mind, but I just lost in leg wrestling to your new head coach. So here, talk to him."
It was a toss up.
So when here's Coach Harbaugh. And then he's
He
like,
wanted
"Yeah,
you.
victory."
Who could possibly have it better than me?
Nobody.
All right. The second quote we have here from Ortiz on the current state of the O-line. I feel like we got better up until this point. We still have the draft ahead of us, but we got better. Zion is working at center, as well as Bradley has played left guard. Andre has played guard. Zion has played guard, but he's working at center, and Pipkins has shown he can play guard and tackle. I think it creates a great competitive environment and really strengthens us as a whole.
So we brought in a whole bunch of centers for them to play guard. I'm so confused.
It's like a cup and ball. Like, who's going to be center? Who's it going to be?
They break the huddle and you don't
James.
know. They're just all in the huddle. They break the huddle. You don't know who's going to what
they don't
position.
know how to line up. Like the nose tackle is just like, like,
It's like, wait, no, you were the center last play. What are you doing over here?
Where's the A gap?
our scheme is fucked.
But it's like, hey, the Padres, sorry, any Dodger fans out there, the Padres have like 7 shortstops in their starting lineup.
Oh,
you just got to get the guys that are the most athletic and versatile, put them all in the field and hope something good happens. It
Yeah.
feels like that's what the Chargers are doing right now.
But with the fat boys.
Yeah, it's fat boy athletic guys.
The
Yeah, the shortstops
athletics.
of the offensive line.
Yeah, fat letters.
There it is.
Let's get it.
Yeah, they're like bullpen catchers,
the
actually.
fattest tip of the spear you've ever seen.
That tip of the spear is so thick, dude.
It's a thick one. Yeah, the other thing I thought was interesting was the mention of Zont, where he was like, that's something you'd have to ask Zont as far as like him, the
He didn't
idea
want
of him
back.
coming back. So like, it's just crazy that we just don't know what is going on with that situation or how it even got to that point.
I want a 30-on-30 on this.
Please.
Like, I know it's like maybe a 5-on-5 because no one really cares except for us. But like a 5-on-5, give me 5 minutes.
Give me a 5-minute breakdown.
Happened.
Yeah, seriously.
30
He has to come out and say what happened. Like, I don't know what team is going to pick him up with. They know all the things that went down last year. Like, you have this little injury, you sit out the whole year. They're going to call up Harbaugh and be like, "What the hell happened?"
Yeah, what really happened? Because there's no way.
No.
So, all very interesting stuff. All great things leading up to the draft coming up this Thursday, folks. Be ready for it. And in the
I
meantime,
can't believe it's almost here.
we have to, at the Charger chat, get one last mock draft in before the draft happens. So, if you followed us or if you're a part of our Patreon, first of all, thank you. Second of all, you've seen we had our mock draft where we all kind of did our picks, but we did a very democratic process.
Yeah,
Now
we got
it's
screwed too because Kevin was playing favorites.
that's true.
Didn't pause the mock when I asked him to.
Right. He went lightning speed when it was your turn.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
So for
right,
all of you
Forrest.
folks, the general public, we did our own personal mock drafts. And so we're each going to give 3 rounds. Utah, give me 3 3 8.
Keep it going. Don't let him stop you from doing it. It's my favorite thing in the world.
We're gonna.
It's the reason why I'm on this podcast, for the Utah jokes.
For sure. That's the only reason he sticks around.
It's the only reason why I commit my time to this.
So we are each going to do our 3-round mock draft. We all did these prior. So the question becomes, who is going first?
Do you guys
I think
want
the real question is, what's on the line? Who, if somebody gets all of these right? Oh,
why don't we just somebody gets one of these right? Let's get real.
Right. Whoever gets the most right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whoever gets the most right. Yeah, I like that better.
I love the way you said that. That was.
Yeah, it came together. Sorry.
All right. So what is on the line? What should we put on the line?
The other two get to pick a tweet that you have to put out on your personal Twitter.
No,
if you get the most
bullshit.
Right?
I'm the one that has the most followers of all time because it's our Charger Chat thing. Let's do something else. Somebody has to buy somebody a gift. I want a present.
No, that's bullshit. That's stupid. I don't like that.
You're 200 followers. It doesn't matter. The stakes aren't even for all of us. It's not equal.
Well, technically, everyone follows yours. So what if anyone that would want to follow us just follows the Charger Chat one? So what if we just post it from there, but as like a quote from that person?
Okay.
So that's what the winner does?
That's
the winner has to post?
Oh, yeah. This is more of a loser
losers.
thing, but there's going to be too many losers. Yeah, you're right. That's
I think
not good. We need a winner
the
thing.
winner gets a gift from both the losers.
Okay.
And they don't have to be good gifts. They just have to be gifts that you have to present on the podcast at some point.
Okay.
I just
You have to show everyone
I
what
like
you
that.
received.
Yeah. I
Gifts
like that.
are
Okay, cool.
gifts because I might just get 2 animated
Gifts?
little images from you guys.
Gifts.
Oh, yeah.
Gifts
Gifts.
with a T.
Yeah.
Gifts.
Possibly.
Okay. So, all right. So interesting. So who's going to go first? Because I have to make a decision. I did a few and I did the one that I want, but I don't know if this is the
You
one
got to
I'm
go
gonna
with
get.
that. Don't change it. Go with the one you want. Don't
Okay.
change the
Yeah.
answers based on our what we say.
Okay.
Yeah, so
'Cause
you
if
go
we-
first now.
Yeah, you go first. You're in charge.
Okay, great.
You just blew it.
You
You got yourself.
We'll go. And then what
put
you want to go?
yourself in the corner.
You want to go clockwise or counterclockwise? You decide, Adam.
We'll go clockwise.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
All right.
So first round clockwise, and then we'll just keep going.
Oh, okay.
So we'll all
First
give
round
our
at a
first
time.
round. Got
And
it.
then we'll give our second round. We'll go
I
that
like
way.
it. There you go, folks. That's how it works here at the Charge Chat Podcast.
We just make this
fly by the seat of our pants.
gunsling and making shit up as we go.
You guys think we talk about the episode before we record?
Hell
no. All right. Well, for me, first round, this was tough because this guy didn't land every single time. In fact, I had one where freaking Tyler Warren ended up at 22, which is like, there's no way.
Fix your filters, dude.
Trust me, I kept it all down the middle. So for me, first round, tight end, Colston Loveland, Chargers. Please.
Very good
I think
pick.
it's pretty self-explanatory why we're going for this guy.
Nice.
Yep. Kyle.
All right. I'll go as well. Well, I think we've talked too much about this number one pick because I also have Colston Loveland. I did a couple other ones where I picked some a little bit different players. Like I did like 10 or 15 of these just tonight in preparation. And there was some where Colston was going early. So who was left? I took the edge rusher Mike Green out of Marshall, kind of a small school kid that not much knew about. One of them, Walter Nolan, big time interior defensive tackle for Ole Miss, was there. So I did that. But as I looked back through all the drafts that I did, Colston Loveland's the one that I'm like excited about. If we draft him out, that's the one I would be the most excited to have on the team. I think he just adds so much to the passing game. You look at the guys that we have right now, with Mike Williams on the outside going to be that deep ball guy. Obviously Ladd on the inside, just being that utility guy. You can get some one-on-one matchups with Colston on safeties or linebackers, and you're going to be able to take a lot of advantage. So I just think that makes us, it's more of a position of need, but it also just so happens to be best available, hopefully, in the draft.
Very good.
Awesome.
Kev, take us home.
Well, I'm detouring from you guys, and this is more of
Cam
what
Scatterbo?
I think I think I went with this less of like who I'm like in love with and who I want and who I really think the Chargers are going to get. Because I want to get presents from you guys. So I think clearly we're a trench team, and that's what they all say. I just going off what coaches are saying. So I think Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, Michigan, if he's there when we pick, I think that is a no-brainer. I think that makes us better immediately on the defensive line. He was great last year. He's been consistent the last 3 years essentially. So and the staff knows him, but I think that's just an easy pick. So I'm going to go with Kenneth Grant to beef up the defensive line.
I'll be honest. I did about 10 of them, and none of the times did Kenneth Grant fall to the.
Yeah, I had him
Chargers
one time.
Yeah,
one time he was there.
Like I would agree with you, Kevin. I think Kenneth Grant is probably going to be the pick, but he never fell to me. Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's just like I feel like every year we're kind of getting guys to kind of land in our lap. At least last year with our current staff. So that's kind of the hopes. I think that he would be a great fit there. And honestly, if Kenneth Grant's there and Loveland is too, I'm probably going with Grant.
We will find out. There you go, folks. 2 Lovelands, 1 Grant for round 1. Round 2 coming in hot, starting with Wool Dog. I did pick Cam Scatabo out of Arizona State. And for the only reason was just seeing some of the clips of this guy. Absolutely seems like a Harbaugh type running back. I think he would be perfect to bring up, and just, man, he just gets hit and smiles about it. He's almost like a hockey player in that sense, where it's like he's looking for a fight. And I would love to see that running behind the line. And I think it'd be a lot of fun to watch. So there you go. Scatabo in the 2nd, Arizona State. Going on now to Kyle.
I like that. I think he was there every time. Every draft mock draft they did, he was one of those top 5 best available still on the board. And I definitely picked him in a couple, and I just didn't find myself like feeling like that was like the slam dunk. I think that his personality fits Harbaugh 1,000,000%. He's just a road grader. He definitely looks for contact. My only fear is that his speed doesn't perfectly translate to the NFL. I think in college he was just more physical and stronger than anyone that tried to tackle him. And in college football, those linebackers are usually light-bodied guys because they throw the ball so much in college. I'm worried that it won't translate great to the NFL. I hope he does. If he comes, I'm going to all in. I think I'll be pumped about it. I watched his highlight film, and it's just fun to watch him play football. But I kind of went back and forth. I drafted him a couple of times, but the one guy that was there pretty consistently, and I think fills a need for us in the long term, even though we have a couple of young guys that we drafted last year at the cornerback position. Another Notre Dame guy, Benjamin Morrison. I went back and watched some of his tape. He's 6 foot, almost 200 pounds. He's a junior out of Notre Dame. I just think that cornerback is a position you always have to continue to restock. I think when you look at the draft, for me, it's one of the positions that get paid the most. Now, a Jalen Ramsey draft day trade could happen, and this could all be stupid and insignificant. We're never going to take a cornerback. But I think if you could continue to stockpile DBs in the draft, especially corners with how much they're getting paid, I just like the idea of getting young studs constantly in that room. And to me, the second round was the hardest. There was never a guy that was there that I was so excited about. That's the guy, 100%. Took Scatabo a couple times, took this Benjamin Morrison a couple times, but there was nobody in the second round that I was like, oh God, I hope that guy falls.
Totally agree. All right, Kevin, take us home in round 2.
All right, round 2, different than you guys. So I'm looking at the roster, and I think this is like a need and best available for us. If you look at who our edge rushers are going into next year, we have one. His name is Tooley. The other guys are on 1-year deals, or they're like almost done. So they're at the tail end of their career. So I think edge is like a priority here. Like you need to get a top guy. So I think for me, I'm going to Ohio State with JT Tui Maulau.
Oh, you went with the Polynesian guy. I know what you did there.
Yeah, because Tuli and Tui are going to meet and make
That's
a
so confusing.
But he's Tui and Tuli. No,
awesome.
But he's awesome. Like, he's super disruptive. Like, he had like I think he had at least 2 picks just from the edge. Like, he would just jump up, bat balls down. He had 2 picks. Like, he rushes the passer. He's not quite the Joey Bosa, dip speed. He's more of a power guy, but I watched some more tape on him, and I watched a lot of his highlights on YouTube. But I was impressed, and I think he's a guy that's going to be there, and a guy that could be really good for us. So I think that's my pick in round 2.
All right, very good. Bringing it on home in round 3. Wolldog went with Edge as well, because I agree. I think Edge is certainly going to be something to keep an eye on for the future, plan for the future. And I took one in round 3, and that is Elijah Roberts out of SMU, for no other reason other than he was one of the top players available. But when I looked at his grades, a lot of the things that jumped out to me was his run blocking and his ability or run defense, I guess, to stop the run. And he was also very effective against getting to the quarterback, at least from what I saw. I mean, the guy had 17.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 23.5 tackles for a loss in the last 2 seasons. So he just seems like a productive guy, somebody on the edge, somebody that can grow and get better. And that's what I have to say about Elijah Roberts.
Nice. Yeah, I went with somebody that I doubt Kevin picked. I went with a guard out of Georgia named Tate Ratledge.
Yeah, sounds like
where's
Tate? Yeah.
Guess what number he wears?
69.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. Oh, nice.
Plays guard at Georgia. This is big farmer boy. And he gets after people. One of the first clips I saw on his film.
Oh, the
was
mullet
like
on this guy.
Did you look him up?
I did.
Yeah, dude. He's gonna be money.
Oh,
I hope he's there for him. But I think, like you talked about, Kev, on the interior defensive line, I think interior of any offense is what our GM is going to try to build around. And this guy's nasty and he's athletic. One of the first clips I saw on his highlights was like a screen that he went up and got to a linebacker and just absolutely clocked him in the open field. He's like a physical. Yeah. Oh yeah. There it is. The group chat. Yeah. I mean, this guy just screams interior offensive lineman. He's like a Bud Heavy, hopefully ×2 as far as his athletic ability. But that was who I rounded off. It just felt like the right pick in the 3rd round, a big boy interior offensive lineman. We all know that there's definitely still need there. I know they talk about the versatility of the guys that we have there. But man, it would be nice to have a guy that's just a true guard step in and fill that other spot alongside Mackay.
I like it. All right, Kevin.
Take us home.
3rd round. So this is interesting that you guys... This is interesting to me because I've been doing mock drafts for the last 4 months, and this is interesting to me of where he's going now versus what I've seen consistently up until 2 weeks ago. This is a guy I think would be awesome, and for all the reasons. Let me just say his name and I'll get into it. I think Cam Scatterbo is going to be there in the 3rd round for us.
Really?
I think it's everything Kyle said, where teams are going to be scared away from his lack of, his 4.6 speed isn't the fastest. He's a 5'10", 220-pound running back. I think if he's there in the 3rd round, it's another one of those slips to us where people are overlooking him. And he's just a freaking football player, man. Like what last year he had 1,700 yards, what was it? I got it right here. 1,700 rushing yards and 605 receiving yards. He had over 2,000 combined yards. This guy just plays football. So I think 100%, and not 100%, but I'd say 80, 85, he will be there and available for us in the 3rd round. So I'm going. Do
you trade up if he's there 15 picks before you?
I don't think you need to. I wouldn't trade up, but I think he's just he's gonna be sitting there when we're ready.
Wow.
I think the algorithms on PFF I've been doing it now for almost every time I go to the bathroom. Let's be honest, guys. I have time on my hands when I'm in the bathroom. That's why I do my shit. literally. and then I'm doing my other shit with this, and like the Cam Scadaboo like PFF grading has changed in the last 2 weeks, where he's like now the second round guy when he was like third and fourth round all the way leading up till like right now. So I have confidence that he'll be there in the third round.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks.
Bonus round. I have a fourth round if you want it.
What, you made a trade? Oh, you got a fourth rounder?
I got a fourth round.
You made a trade?
Because I want a tight end really bad, and I know who I want in the fourth round. Can I tell you?
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Bonus credit.
Gunnar Helm from Texas. I think he's going to be a good player for us. He's a big boy, 6'5", 240 pounds. He was really, he didn't have his 21 through 23 season. He was kind of like not on the map. And then he fucking blew up this last year. Like he had 786 yards. It's not a lot for a tight end, but 7 touchdowns. Like he did well. So I think he would be a great throw him in the mix. And he's not the Colson Loveland that you guys have picked, but he makes our tight end room better than what it is right now.
Very good.
And I'm done.
Okay.
Are you sure? You got a 7th rounder?
That one won't count against you. If I hit all 4, we're going to Vegas. But that one won't count against you guys.
Any undrafted free agents that you got your eye on?
No.
Patrick
Herbert?
Yeah.
Patrick Herbert, yeah. He's coming in. Multiple tight ends.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. Charger Chat, 3-round mock. Who's going to be the winner? Who's going to be the losers? We'll have to find out next week. But in the meantime, folks, you can check out our sponsor this week, Underdog Fantasy. Do you ever watch sports and find yourself wishing there was a way to get into the game? Well, let's go. With Underdog, there's finally a way to make picks on sports without leaving the house. The game is literally in your hands. To play, choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats like touchdowns, strikeouts, points scored, and more. And millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Their app has over 100,000 5-star reviews and millions, literally millions of players.
Yeah, it's the problem is I'm doing it too much. And I love it too much. Because the baseball season has really, there's so many games, so often.
Many games. Yeah.
It's really keeping me locked into my team and like the other people in my division. It makes it really, really fun.
Well, there you go, folks. If that's not a ringing endorsement, I don't know what is. Download the Underdog app and sign up now using the promo code CCHAT to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus credits when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code CCHAT. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus credits instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 or over 19 in Alabama and Nebraska, over 19 in Colorado for some games, over 21 in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Void where prohibited. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783. Or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. And after you're done signing up and getting that bonus offer, you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/ChargerChat. Check out all the fun, silly videos we got going on over there. And as usual, we need to shout out our newest Patreon member. And I want to give a special shout out to this guy because I was like, I know I've seen this name before. Let me do a little quick search, see if they've like joined Patreon and came back or something like that. But no, this guy has just been around and listening to us since episode 92.
I know who you're talking about.
And I'm talking about Terrell Cooper.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, dude.
For joining the Patreon. You've been a long-time listener, and we greatly appreciate you,
buddy.
Coming over there. And if you don't want to go to patreon.com/ChargerChat, it's totally fine. You can head on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there, t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers. Chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the members section and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So go check out chargerchat.com. And if you're watching this on YouTube, for the love of God, hit that subscribe button. Please. I'm tired of asking. Just do it already. For crying out loud. And clean your room. What are you doing? All right, folks. It's time to go on to...
You went weirdly dad on that
I couldn't help it. I brought the dad energy. All right, folks. It's time to go on to the next segment. You know them. You love them. It's the Craig Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh.
Craig Experience.
Hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
That's right. You heard the sounder. That means football sickos assemble. We are about 4 days away from what should be a national holiday, in my personal opinion. But again, you can't have everything you want. I will tell you this. I hope you folks out there, if you are involved with someone, have a significant other as understanding as mine, who just get that for about 72 hours. You're going to be just unavailable for the most part. I'm very fortunate not only to have such a partner, but also, there's this little thing called a birthday. Mine just so happens to fall typically in or around the draft, so I don't have to work as hard. But for the rest of y'all out there, hopefully you got enough, brownie points that you can kind of cash them in and take that time to really enjoy what I consider sports soap opera, because that's basically what it is every year, just drama. And is it always worth it? Depending on what team you're a fan of, but I think so. And you get some time to just sit back and enjoy an opportunity to watch your team build it or continue to burn it to the ground, I guess. Raiders fans. Anyway, look, here we are. You know who it is. You know what it is. That's right, the TCE, the Craig Experience. And my apologies. So rude of me. CC gang, the biggest of salutes, and to the rest of the Boat fam, what up? What I want to do here going into the week of the draft is just kind of talk about guys that, not that I love per se, but ones that I like a lot. So like the next tier down, because everyone knows the top names, but this ain't Pokemon. You're not going to be able to catch them all. So I'm going to talk about some guys that I think are really good options for the Chargers potentially. And if they end up being like consolation prizes at certain positions of need, I'd be perfectly fine with it. So without further ado, let's do that. Let's start with running backs. And I know what you're saying. Hey, the Chargers signed Najee Harris this offseason. They don't need another running back. I would have to disagree there. The reason why I say so is because Najee's only signed to a 1-year deal, which brings up a couple questions. What's the plan? Are they going to let him go out there, see if he balls out, re-sign him, possibly bring in someone who's more of a complementary back to his style, so a guy who's a bit faster and a better receiver out of the backfield? Potentially. Or they could just plan to run Najee into the ground this year, still draft a backup or someone in a rotation with him, allow him to walk in the offseason. Hopefully he signs a bigger deal elsewhere. They collect the comp pick, and you got the younger, cheaper option waiting in the wings. I know there's also Kamani Vidal. I get all of that, but Jim Harbaugh loves him some running backs, and this draft is hella deep with them. So I fully expect them to take a guy at some point. So my 3 guys that I like a lot are as follows. And the first one, I know you guys are going to give me flack for because I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan, but the dude can play. You can check him out for yourself. And that guy is going to be Damian Martinez. Behind him, it's going to be Devin Neal out of Kansas. And then also Jaden Blue out of the University of Texas, right down the street from me. And of these guys, Martinez is my favorite. I think his game is really well-rounded for someone of his size. When we're talking about a dude who's playing around 230 to 235 pounds, was he like 6 feet tall, just a complete hammer, but a really patient runner. He can get it done any way you want him to. He played in a little bit of a rotation with Miami because they were so talented in the backfield. They cycled in like 4 different guys this past offseason, but Martinez really got in his stride later as the season went on. And I mean, if you want to go watch all 22 like me in multiple games and just be a sicko, if you got time to do it, or if you just want to go watch YouTube highlights, feel free to do that as well. Get a feel for the type of running back he is. But I think I fully expect that if he doesn't end up a Charger, he goes to Pittsburgh. He just feels like a Pittsburgh Steeler, to be completely honest with you. But those are the 3 guys that I like a lot at the running back position. And hopefully Chargers are able to nab at least one of them. I think we're all feeling a little bit of this thing of Poona Ford getting away, but even more so the fact that he's going to be playing in the same building just across the hall with the Rams. And I also feel like, just based off what was said, Jim Harbaugh probably regrets letting him get away also. So clearly interior defensive line, even with the guys they signed, is probably a position of need. With that said, 3 of my like a lot guys are going to be TJ Sanders out of South Carolina, CJ West from Indiana, and Joshua Farmer out of Florida State, with TJ Sanders being the guy that I would want the most from this list, and for a couple of reasons. Dude, sub 300 pounds, but he's definitely strong. He's got some awesome length and twitch off of the ball, man. I'm talking about first step quickness, and to be a guy that's sub 300 pounds, he has a tremendous bull rush. He can absolutely collapse the pocket, get after the quarterback, and that's what the Chargers need. Interior disruption in a major way. And while I get it, you got Justin Aboigbe, who they were really high on. I believe last year they said they saw him as a second round prospect. They're probably still working on having him develop. You can get someone else who's more skilled, has more athleticism, and is just also, again, another young option that can get in there and ball for you and be a part of that rotation moving forward, because some of these guys are going to walk at the end of the season, you know, and lots of one-year deals, hopefully for more comp picks, and you want to build the roster up through the draft. And this is what they do, man. This is the Joe Ortiz special. It's what he learned in Baltimore. So for me, of those three guys, TJ is that dude. But if they get any of them, I would be happy, just mostly with TJ, because dude can really go. He can get after it. And now for the position that I feel like is the straw that stirs the drink of a Greg Roman offense. And if you look back in history, between he and Jim Harbaugh and the teams that they coached, there was always one of these dudes. And when they had one of the top level ones, they were one of the better offenses in all the NFL or college football, if you want to look back at the Stanford days or at Michigan most recently. So my three guys at the tight end position are going to be, oh, surprise, there's another Miami guy here in my group of like a lot of lots. And keep in mind, these aren't first round graded guys. They're everyone that's second into maybe the fourth. So just keep that in mind. If you don't hear names like the Tyler Warrens or Colston Lovelands, that's not who I'm talking about here. I'm talking about cats that the Chargers can go after in the event that these guys aren't available to them or are taken earlier. So we're going to start off with Elijah Arroyo out of Miami. The other two cats are going to be Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon, T-Ferg, and Jalen Conyers from Texas Tech. And I feel like I want to add Mason Taylor in here as an honorable mention, but I try to keep the list down to three guys. Mason's definitely in that grouping, but just again, for the sake of continuity, keeping it to three. And my favorite, could you guess which one it is out of this group? That's right, Mr. Arroyo. Elijah had an interesting college career because he dealt with a serious knee injury that basically cost him almost 2 full seasons because of the timing of it and how long it took him to recover. And then Miami went through this whole roller coaster of terrible quarterback play. Tyler Van Dyke showed up. We thought he was going to be the second coming. Instead, dude fell flat. Ended up transferring to Wisconsin, and now I think he's in the transfer portal again. I don't remember. We've tried to forget about him. But then good old Cam Ward showed up last year, and then Elijah Arroyo hit his stride. What the Chargers need is someone who can stretch the seam and really make defenses fear getting beat between the hash marks. And Arroyo can fly. He really showed out at the Senior Bowl. You saw him with some improved route running. Those one-on-one matchups at the Senior Bowl are kind of designed for offensive guys to win. So you can take that with a grain of salt. But what I took away from it was the fact that he looked like he was all the way back from the knee injury. Last season, dude was really moving. I think he clocked at over 21 to 22 miles per hour on like a 70+ yard TD he caught against Georgia Tech. It wasn't some just go ball that he caught. It was literally like, it was like a delayed go route up the seam, but the play was magnificent. Cam Ward takes the snap. Arroyo takes this slow release off the line of scrimmage. Cam throws the ball before Arroyo looks, and when he whips his head around, the ball is literally in his hip. He catches it, goes for 70+, and you can see him walking away from defenders. It was amazing. And that's when I realized just how fast he was. I knew the kid was an athlete. I just didn't know he had that in him. And the Chargers are really lacking that. You know what they have at the tight end position right now? I'm not going to say a person's name and be disrespectful, but they are a blocking tight end. I'm thankful for what they did during this past season as a receiver, but we saw that they were limited. You know who I'm talking about. Just not going to say the name because I feel like it's going to come off disrespectful, but you all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so let's get Arroyo in here potentially, or one of these two other cats because I feel like they can do something similar when we're talking about, again, threatening teams vertically up the seams. But Arroyo, again, also is improving as a route runner. As a blocker, he definitely gives the effort. You're gonna have to get a little bit stronger in that department. But the guy whose name I'm not saying because I don't want to be disrespectful, that's what he's built to do. So Arroyo can be your complimentary guy, and then you can get both of them on the field at the same time and do some different things in the passing game and allow number 2 to be number 2 and Arroyo to help to take the top off of the defense, but also give you a little bit in the short game too, because I feel like he can make more happen after the catch just due to his athleticism. So here's to Mr. Arroyo. If you end up a Charger, no one's going to be happier about it than your boy. See, now I've overthought it. I'm in my head about it. Will Dissly. There, I said his name. I figured that it might be even more disrespectful not to actually acknowledge him by name. So there it is. But come on, y'all. Come on, Will. You know you're a number 2 tight end. Anyway, sticking with the theme of offensive players, another position that the Chargers will probably attack is wide receiver. And yeah, I get it. Mike Will is back. Oh, also, congrats, Mike, on the engagement. Bravo to you and the soon-to-be missus. Awesome news. But as far as on the field play, here's the thing with Mike. And I know he's given us a lot of big plays, a lot of great memories. Dude's 30 now, pushing 30. Is he 30 yet? Almost. Health has never been one of his strong suits. That dates all the way back to his Clemson days. And you just can't depend on him being around all season long. I mean, those big catches almost always seem to come at a cost, and that cost is like time missed on the field. So what the Chargers probably need to do is look for a backup plan or someone that they can develop once Mike, finishes his career with the Chargers, even if he's around for a couple more years. They definitely still need another bigger bodied X that can threaten vertically as well and be a chain mover on third downs, which is why my list consists of these 3 names. First up, it's going to be Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State. Then we have Mr. Torrey Horton out of Colorado State and Alec Ayamanor out of Stanford. All 3 guys are great options, but my number 1 is going to be Jaden Higgins. And that's because Jaden's such a smooth athlete for a guy that's 6'4", 214, 215 pounds. He just makes everything look easy. Another one of those contested catch giants. Dude just goes up and dunks over people in coverage. And he also creates pretty good separation for someone of his size. He's a very, very good route runner, which you don't necessarily find at dudes of that size and weight, height and weight, should I say. But he has basically all of the skills. There does need to be some development there, but overall, if I had an option, like Tetero McMillan is a great option in the first round if he were to fall to 22. But the funny thing about Mr. Higgins here is the fact that he offers you something that's the opposite of Ted. While you still get the contested catch ability, you get somebody that's faster vertically and creates better separation as a route runner. Now, he might not be as good after the catch as T-Mac, but the things that I like about my wide receivers are the ability, again, to stretch the field, but also create separation out of breaks, which you don't have to be super fast to do as a wide receiver, but it's probably the best skill you can have. If you don't have to over chop your feet, if you can be explosive, planting your foot and breaking on in and out routes, that's the best way to create separation against defensive backs, because they have to be very good at closing space. If you have, just the fluidity and agility to sink your hips and not take false steps and just get out into space with explosive movements like that, they got to be on their P's and Q's. They can't take any false steps and they can't guess wrong. I feel like Higgins does that a lot better than McMillan does. So they both have their strong suits. I'm not saying that he's better than McMillan. I wouldn't say that. I mean, again, I'm talking about guys that are second round and beyond, but I just like his skill set maybe a little bit better than McMillan's personally. So for me, this is someone I would love for the Chargers to get their hands on in the second round, but it seems like he might be going near the top of the second round. I could completely see him being one of like the top 3 to 5 picks on day 2, like as soon as the second round kicks off. So it'd be great if he was available. If not, the other 2 options are guys that I really like as well. Guys that can give you some reps during this year and also develop behind Mike Williams, be in tandem with him on the field with Ladd working in the middle, and hopefully another receiving tight end option as well. but Higgins is my guy. If he winds up a Charger, I'm going to love it. Man, am I happy that the Chargers were able to bring Khalil Mack back. I don't feel like him being anywhere else would have been okay, honestly. I get it. He wasn't drafted by the Chargers. He was taken by the Raiders, played with the Bears, but the Bolts just feel like his home. Now, for me as a fan, I can't speak for Khalil, but clearly he felt like he didn't need to be anywhere else because he returned. And it's a good thing, too, because the Chargers did let go of Joey Bosa, who's now in Buffalo. So now the edge room looks a little light. You've got Khalil, and eventually Father Time's going to catch up. I mean, he's still playing at a very high level, so I think he can do that for another 1 or 2 years. Behind him, you've got Bud Dupree, who isn't exactly a spring chicken anymore. And you also have Tuli Tuipulotu, who is an ascending young player, still getting better, improving his game overall. So I definitely see this as a position the Chargers are probably going to attack as well. And for guys that I like a lot, that can be had from the second round into the 4th or 5th. These 3 are the ones that would really have me excited if they ended up being a Bolt, any of the 3. I'm going to start off with Landon Jackson out of Arkansas. Next up, you got Braden Swinson from LSU, and then Josiah Stewart from Michigan. That's right, another Michigan man. Of these 3, of course, first name I mentioned is going to be the guy that I would like to see in powder blue the most, Landon Jackson. And it's because the dude's a freaking condor. 6'6", crazy length, very good athlete for his size, like 270 pounds. You've seen him rush from a 3-point stance, standing up on the edge, and he just covers a lot of ground. He's hard for tackles to contend with because of the length, and he's got pretty decent bend as well. What the Chargers need on the edge is more speed and athleticism and length. He provides you all 3. And he's a guy that's really still kind of growing into his body. There was this funny highlight of him doing drills in high school where he looked completely over his skis and super uncoordinated. Well, he figured it out. He actually started at LSU before he transferred over to Arkansas, and then he just took off. And from that point, he's just showed everything that he has to offer outside of just like the freakish tangible stuff just by looking at him. He's really, really flexible. He's got really good bend for someone of that size. It's just not somebody that you see that big, that tall, that can move in that way. And I think he'd be a really good complement to what's already there. And in the future, moving forward, you get him behind Khalil, get him learning. And if we're talking about long-term, Tuli on one side and you have Jackson on the other, I think you've got the best of both worlds there. Jackson can be a little bit better against the run, but I think he has the requisite skills to get there. We all know what Tuli does against the run, but you got somebody who can really flush quarterbacks out of the pocket and into the waiting arms of defensive linemen on the other side of the line or on the interior of the line. I mean, Jackson has that ability. He can also crash the pocket with power. If you want to talk about converting speed to power, getting tackles on their heels and pushing them into the pocket and forcing QBs off their spot, he's got it. So for me, this is a no-brainer. Going to wrap it up there because I could continue to go. I mean, even with the wide receivers, there was another person I feel bad that I didn't mention because he's definitely one of my guys, Jack Besh. I love you, man. I know he's a TCU wide receiver, so that's going to rub some people the wrong way. But the difference between he and other TCU wide receivers on the roster is this one can actually do the one thing the position requires, and at an elite level, might I add. So Jack Besh, also an honorable mention on that list. But again, like I said before, I was trying to keep it to 3, but I feel bad having not mentioned him because he's really, really one of my guys. So anyway, folks, again, I'm looking forward to this draft season. Now that we have the leadership that we do, I feel like I've always envied the Baltimore Ravens from afar in the way that they build teams. Joe Ortiz was my #1 GM on my wish list. And of course, Harbaugh was the #1 coach on the list as well. And the fact that they were able to get together, it's just, now I don't have to be jealous of the way that other teams construct their rosters or that team specifically. And they play the style of ball that I want, and they build teams in the way that I like. So as a Charger fan, I'm finally getting what I've wanted for years, or at least since the Marty Ball era, should I say. So anyway, that's enough ranting and raving for me. I will see you guys next week. And hopefully we can rejoice Thursday through Saturday. And when all is said and done, and we're looking forward into the offseason, rookie mini camp, We get the summer break and then the guys hit the field. I plan on being out there for camp again this year. So hopefully I can see some of y'all, if you're planning on being out there. And should be a good time coming up. I'm going to veg out. Not sure what the meal is going to be. Feels like a chicken wings situation, maybe. Smoked wings. Sounds great. But anyway, I'll figure that out. It's my cross to bear. But appreciate you guys for always tuning in, checking your boy out, checking out the pod with the rest of the fellas. And we will see you later on. Enjoy. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Well, there you go, folks. Another awesome Craig experience. I think you're right, Craig. This ain't Pokemon. We ain't going to catch them all. But
that's such a funny way to put that. I love that.
I mean, everybody and their mother, I think, is focused on all the top players. And I think it is important that, the team is built through the draft in those lower rounds. Those are the guys that nobody's really given as much notice, but the draft guys are, obviously the general managers are, the coaches are. And Craig is no exception. He is always, I can't believe Craig has the time.
Well, he's tapped in, man. Like he's given us a lot of gold in terms of like the deep stuff and like guys that, maybe the later round stuff. So I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Craig. And if any of these guys hit, I think it's going to be a good thing for us because these are obviously get the Craig seal of approval. So I'm all for that. Thank you, Craig, for another awesome Craig experience.
Thanks, brother.
And now, folks, time to go on to the other segment that we have lined up. It still doesn't have a name, and perhaps it never will, but it's with Adam Mundwarf, and I think he also might have done a mock draft or two. Let's take a peek.
Mock, yeah. Draft, yeah. For, yeah. The Charger Chat. Yes, as I sit here today, Charger Chat boys and gals, we're about 11 days away from the whole NFL world coming together in Green Bay, Wisconsin to probably eat bratwurst and eat some cheese, drink some Miller Lights. That's kind of the tap water out there, and draft some players of their NFL teams. Yes, and you know what? I want to do a mock draft for y'all because it sounds fun. You guys like fun? So let's jump right into it. We got this site. Says that it's been updated recently, so it should be good to go in terms of like projections and whatnot. I know some of these mock draft simulators factor in a little bit of randomness. Sometimes it gets a little wonky. Let's do two. Let's do one where I don't do any trades, and let's do one where I like look at some of the trades and think about it. Because I do think Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh are a duo that likes doing some trading to get more picks. So let's just jump right into it. And we're off to the races. Win now. We're waiting to the number 22 pick, and it's the Chargers on the board. And the Houston Texans want to trade on pick 25 and a 2026 fourth from Washington for my pick. Nah, Houston, you beat us last year. Maybe if you would have let us win, I could have traded you this. But like I said, we ain't gonna take any trades in this first run of mocking. Here we are. I've done a lot of research and I know what I want to do. I can't mess this up. There's an entire fan base and city that depends on what I'm going to do. Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm selfishly taking Gray Zabel from North Dakota State, a pure South Dakota born and raised. I've dealt a lot of blackjack to that boy, and they've been looking at him to do center and guard work. If we can get him into be a center, that's a pretty good pick. But no, I'm just going to take Gray. My selfish boy taking Gray Zabel in the first round from Pierre, South Dakota, where the dams flow and the fish are biting. Oh my God, it's a pick again. Reject that trade. We got my... Guys, Caleb Johnson's kind of one of my guys. Caleb Johnson's like a Derrick Henry light. Princely's right there too. This is a pivotal moment in Chargers history right here. The second round pick number 55. And with the 55 pick, the Los Angeles Chargers are going to take Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. He just runs so hard. He's a good player. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. Couldn't say no to him falling like that. And we got Gunnar Helm, another one of my guys. Love Gunnar Helm. Love Gunnar Helm. You go watch some of his tape. Well, he's great. What have we done? What have we done? We've gone entirely offense. Twitter's gonna light us a fire and send us down that same river where the dam in Pierce, South Dakota is getting held back by Gray Zabel. All right, no, we're we got to pick some defensive guys. And we got to figure this out. Jack Sawyer. Guys, let me tell you, I think Jack Sawyer's he had 9 or 10 sacks. Yeah, 9 sacks. Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer, mean time. Oh, so nobody wants to trade with us anymore now, huh? JJ Pegues. Guys, Joe Ortiz, do you need help? Need help in 11 days in Green Bay? I'm killing it right here. JJ. This is a little tough. This is a little tougher. I think it's Cam Jackson here, folks. I think I already taken like 1 or 2 defensive tackles, but Cam Jackson's a really good player. I like taking guys from Florida. Florida's a really good football state. People like football down there. Solid run defender, controls gaps. Yeah, we're gonna go Cam Jackson here out of Florida. Now is when we're getting to the meat and taters of the whole situation. Who are any of these guys? We're doing Upton Stout. Just because if I could have a McConkey jersey and a Stout jersey, and I'm drinking Stouts in my McConkey jersey while also rooting for Stouts to get interceptions, that's just like a kind of inception in my mind that I enjoy. And it's back to us again. Did we take an edge? We have not taken an edge. We might have, though. Yeah, we did. We took Jack Sawyer. Should we just double down on Iowa? Yeah, let's just double down on Iowa. Big boys. In the saddle again. Kobe King. Tyler Batty. Making me feel batty. You're making me batty. You're making me batty. We're going to go with Kobe King. Holy Do you know how mad Deion Sanders would be? You guys know how mad Deion Sanders would be? Yeah, that'd be hilarious. We're gonna do that. Wow. That's a lot of guys. And that's without doing any trades. Ray Zabel, Caleb Johnson, Gunnar Helm, Jack Sawyer, Pegues, Cam Jackson, Stout. This is a great draft. Yo, Joe Ortiz, if you want to do this, I wouldn't complain. I'm sure somebody on Twitter would, but you'd be good in my eyes. Let's do another one. And we're gonna take some trades on this one. Get a little wacky zany on the trades. If you want to do business with old Joe Ortiz, well, the door's open. You better just come right, okay? If you want our picks, your trade better be pretty good. Let's start her up. I don't like the looks of this trade, so we ain't gonna take this. I like the looks of this trade. We're gonna take this. Whoa! People don't want us to pick. They just don't want us to pick this year. We might actually take this, though. Let's take it. And we reject everything. And we are finally on the clock. 32nd pick in the first round. The San Diego Los Angeles Football Chargers select Kenneth Grant. That's an easy pick. And now we have so many picks. Isn't it fun? And I think Joe Ortiz takes some trades here and there. All right. I don't know if this is one we got from trading or not, but Caleb Johnson is definitely one of my guys. We're taking him. And we're back on the clock again. Princely. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is a roll. It's a can we three-peat? Oh, it's too good. It's almost like unbelievable. I don't think I'm so good at this. Oh, Jack Sawyer's a guy we definitely want. Dante Thornton's also a guy we wanted, though. Oh my gosh, Joe, I am free in 11 days if you want my help in Green Bay. I love it there. I love Miller Lights. I love cheese and I love bratwurst. Bring me in. What are we doing here with the 181? Oh, Ohio State? Are they any good? Oh, I don't know. Here we are again. We're thinking Jeffrey Bassa. He was pretty good. Back again. Jalen Smith, USC. Once again, more picks. We just had so many picks. We are the pick kings. Hi, Hamilton. Pretty good. Ohio State, were they any good this year? And we're going to go ahead and get back in the trenches here. Patrick Jenkins seems to be sliding. Let's pick him up. And that's it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Kenneth Grant, Caleb Johnson, Princely, Jaden. This would be amazing. This would be an amazing draft. I'm so good at this. I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys fiddle around with this, and I hope you're as good at this as I am. And if Joe is as good as this as you and I think we're going to hit it out of the park. We got so many picks this year. I'm super excited. K, love you. Bye.
Well, Mr. Mundwarf, your drafts were so good. Kevin's
internet died.
You killed his internet with how good your drafts were.
Yeah. He was just sitting there in awe, and all of a sudden he just froze and he just dropped off.
His computer went haywire. Sparks were flying. It was awesome. But yes, so thank you for doing the draft. Those were
I like the
really
way you
fun.
picked too.
Oh, they were great. Good decision making with geese. Oh, that was a lot of fun. And all the picking Stout because why not? And picking Batty because why not? I love it. Good decision.
Good logic.
Joe Ortiz should call you Mr. Mundwarf. And
dude, if nothing else, just to get a little perspective.
Absolutely.
You have that kind of a difference in the room. It's going to be helpful.
Listen, it matters. So, Mr. Mundwarf, thank you for doing that. And for those listening or watching, Kev will not be joining us because his internet just literally crapped out on him. And he
wants to say sorry to you guys, but
I don't know.
He's still in the United States. I feel like this is inexcusable.
Yeah, for real. I mean, if he was overseas, he'd be like, all right, makes sense.
Yeah, got it. That's the next month and a half of this podcast, but
yeah.
It's all right. We forgive you, Kev.
We do.
We'll see you. Enjoy the draft in the air.
That's right. And hopefully we can get him on the draft for maybe a live stream or something like that for those over at patreon.com/chargerchat. But folks, we still have a show to do. We still got a whole segment, and that segment is Ask Boltfam.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam, and we start at the top with OM Run, who asked the question.
Is this where I say certified fresh and I'm wrong? Kevin's not here, so somebody has to do it. I'm just going to say everybody's certified fresh.
Okay, sounds good.
Certified fresh.
Is this the worst part of the football year or what? No real information and nothing but nonstop speculation and bullshit. It drives me freaking crazy every year. This part of the football year is like passing a kidney stone. I can't wait for the draft.
It is. It's a year of, or it's a period of the year where you're just checking Twitter to just be like, anything new? Nope.
Yeah.
Damn.
This year has been especially bad because there's been no draft trades. Like, this is the first time in the common draft era when no one has moved up into the top 5 before the draft even starts. So there's really, ever since free agency kind of slowed down, there has been no news whatsoever.
I didn't even consider that. You're right. There haven't, at least not known to the general public. And I think that should be if that happened.
No trades have been made inside the draft. Everyone's picking their pick right now.
Wow. That is interesting. So we completely concur. OM Run. This is the worst part, but it's about to get a whole lot better. Yeah, we're almost there. Just hang on. It's about to happen. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to KY Boltfam.
Certified fresh. Sorry, I forgot I'm Kevin. Yeah. Forgot I'm Kevin. Yeah.
Let me start by introducing myself. I grew up in Bills country and have lived near Cincinnati for over 20 years, but I've been a Charger fan since when in elementary school. I liked the Charger uniforms the best in the league, and I loved the Don Coryell-led passing game. I've never had other knowledgeable Bolt fan to chat with. I found the Charger Chat podcast late last season when I was changing jobs and trading my 7-minute drive to work for a 40-minute commute. You all have helped keep me from hating other drivers like I hate the Raiders. I've never watched college football much, but I love the NFL draft, and I consume as much pre-draft info as I can each year. I watch every minute of the first 2 days of the draft and the majority of the late rounds. Here are some of my thoughts about this year's soon-to-be Bolts. Round 1, well, I'd love to see the offense get a new weapon. I suspect both players I love, Omarion Hampton and Colston Loveland, will be gone before our team selects at 22. I still see the Bolts going D-line with Harmon, Nolan, or Grant. A wild card could be if a top defensive end like Green or a cornerback like Barron fall to the Bolts, or if they choose to solidify the O-line further with Zabel. I'd be happy with any of these. Rounds 2 through 4, with these picks, I expect to see the Chargers pick some order of tight end, running back, edge, and defensive tackle, if not chosen in round 1. I have a feeling they won't go wide receiver as early as many expected, as I have a keen suspicion that they have an agreement in place to bring back Keenan once the comp pick has formula no longer applies. Some players I'd like to include in tight end, we got Mason Taylor, Arroyo, Fannin, and Ferguson. In running back, we got Henderson, Judkins, Scatabo, Sampson, Giddens, Harvey. There's a lot of options there. Defensive tackle, I see Alexander and Williams. Wide receiver, there's Harris, Beck, and Ao Manor. And defensive end, we got Oladeo, Tui Malau, and Umakilanen. I'm sorry there, Phil. I don't know how to pronounce those names. But overall, I think the Bolts are in a better position now with the team leadership than they have been in a long time. In JH ×3, I trust Jeff Greenfield. Well, Mr. Greenfield, first and foremost, welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks,
for listening.
dude.
Yeah. That's what we're here for, dude. We're here to make you just hate things a little less. Here at the Charger Chat.
We can't promise making things good.
No, we can't promise that, but we're trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing our darndest here. So I love it. I love how you joined the Chargers as far as loving the uniforms and the Don Coryell era. You've been a fan for quite some time.
Yeah,
sir. But as far as like the draft goes, these are all great points, great names. I've heard we heard Craig mention some of these names earlier, and we heard Mr. Mundwarf pick some of these names as well. So a lot of options out there. It's the best time of year. We get to see these new guys come and join the team. And we get to see people like you come and join us here at the Charger Chat and Ask Boltfam. So be sure to ask a question in the future, because we love getting questions from you guys. It means a lot. And thank you for piping up and joining us. Again, we greatly appreciate it. KY Bolt fan. Let's move it on now to BTFU Chargers guy, baby, who asked the question.
Oh, certified fresh. Sorry.
Happy Bold Easter, everyone. I got one question for my Chargers homies, baby. What do you guys think is happening with Dobbins? FTR, FTC, FTB, and suck my butt, Easter Bunny, baby. Can't love you, bye, baby. Wow, what did the Easter Bunny do to you? BTFU Chargers guy, baby. No eggs?
No eggs for you, pal.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, man, Dobbins. I'd love to have him back.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a post draft pickup guy for somebody.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna go into the draft. There's still a good amount of free agents out there that are just waiting until after the draft happens, and some teams are wanting to see who they pick up in the first, second round if they need to go spend that money on a 1 or 2 year type of running back like JK will be. So he's gonna sign. There's a market there for him. He had arguably his best year last year with us, staying healthy, only missed a couple games, had good stats, pretty much turned around a non-existent rushing game for the Chargers the year before. So there's a market for him. I think it's just his agent and teams now are we're going to see what happens in the draft and then make our final moves from there.
100% agree. And I would love to have Dobbins back. And I think there would have been like a glimmer of hope if we didn't see that Najee Harris's like contract was so loaded with incentives, I guess, or benchmarks that he would have to hit. So so we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with Dobbins, baby. But BTFU Chargers guy, baby, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Tom Lytle, who asked the question.
Sure, fresh.
Charger Chat, what music do you play? Do you got both kinds, country and western? It's 106 miles to Green Bay. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Rolling, 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 rolling. Moving on. Head 'em up, move 'em on, move 'em up, head 'em all, head 'em up, rawhide. Chef Ortiz is on a mission from God. I wonder if this is on the big board. How much for the little girls? How much for the women? I want to buy your women. Sell me your children. Guys, each of you, please give me your one dream pick from the heart. No bullshit. LOL. It's, for me, it's D-line or edge, Chef Ortiz. Get me Jamal Williams. Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips. Let's effing go. I am ready. F the AFC and Tom Brady. K, love you, bye. All right, little Blues Brothers action from Tom. I like it. Like it, Tom. All right. Dream picks. No BS. Don't you bullshit me, Kyle.
My one dream pick is Tyler Warren, where we're at.
Yeah.
If we don't have to move anywhere and we can get Tyler Warren somehow, some way, that's the dream.
I'm telling you, there was one draft that he fell.
Yeah.
I don't know how or why.
Let's hope that's what happens on Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, my one dream pick for the Chargers is Tyler Warren. My one dream pick that I just hope doesn't happen is Ashton Janty to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I've seen that pop up in a lot of mocks and a lot of other people predicting it. I don't want it. I want them to pick somebody else,
pick.
please. It's a nightmare pick. Just don't. Come on, Janty, hold out if you gotta. Do what you gotta do. Demand a trade or something. Make something
The full
happen.
Eli.
Yeah, come on. I've seen it happen. It worked before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd have to agree for the Chargers. Tyler Warren would just be a beast for this team, and that would be so much fun to watch. But we'll find out come Thursday there, Tom. Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to the K-Man, who asked the question. From all the mock drafts I've seen, Loveland seems to be snapped up well before number 22, and I feel so too. Who do the three of you feel the Chargers will choose if he is gone by 22? Obviously, Ortiz and company will send up the typical huge smoke screen. Thanks for answering my question. No Loveland at 22. What were some of your picks? Because I know you said you did quite a few. What were some other first rounders that you think you might go for?
Yeah, well, I mean, the other big position of need is running back. So early on in this whole process, Omarion Hampton was the guy for a long time. I think there's some running backs that could go there. I think if Colson Loveland goes early, that's going to be indicative that somebody else is falling. If tight ends start going off the board early, that means some other position group is going to drop. And that's, to me, that's a good thing. Like if Colson Loveland's there, awesome, pick him. If he's not there, that means tight ends went early, and that means other position groups fell back. So yeah, I mean, I think there's plenty of positions on our team: wide receiver, running back, interior defensive lineman, edge. Like you could get deep anywhere. We have a good enough roster where it's just whoever the best available is there. I just really want Colson Loveland. I think he'd be an incredible fit in a long-term tight end solution. For the last 5 years, it's been 1 year deal after 1 year deal on these vets that just haven't really paid off yet.
Yeah. We know that Harbaugh loves building in the trenches, so I could absolutely see Kenneth Grant or any lineman, Zabel could be a potential pick. The one guy that I had fall in the first round more than once was Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State,
love that
wide receiver.
Yeah.
And I know you've brought up his name before in the past, so I think that could be something fun to check out as well if that ends up happening. That's what's so fun about the draft is just you don't know what's going to happen. And as much as we would love to get some of these guys, we may end up drafting somebody that nobody had in their mocks because we're so far down the line. It's just hard to tell, but I think there's a lot of options out there, K-Man, as far as who the Chargers can get if Loveland is not the guy. And either way, it's going to make the team better because we've got good people steering the ship right now. So it's going to be fun to watch. K-Man, thank you, buddy, for asking the question. Let's move on now to Brandon, who asked the question. The Lombardi Trophy gleamed in Herbert's hand as confetti rained down from the rafters. The Chargers, the underdogs, had defied every expectation, every doubt, and every critic. They had fought through the toughest opponents, the highest stakes, and emerged victorious. They weren't just a team. They were legends now. The underdogs had become the kings of the NFL. And the bell rang. The fight was over. Solve this riddle. I sling it deep with a rocket arm. Stay cool in chaos, oozing charm. They say he's good. Now they're in awe, because I just broke the MVP law. Who am I? FTR, FTB, remember the Chiefs' embarrassing loss. Haha, me too, silly douche canoes, SMB, boobies. Okay, love you, bye.
Boobies.
Look who's back. All you had to do was say the magic word boobies, and look who came back.
Just say boobies.
It's
say
like cheating in a bottle.
I'm like Candyman. Say boobies 3 times and I'll appear anywhere you're at.
Yeah. You're Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice me. Yeah. Boobies. Booby juice.
All right. Yeah.
That still sounds awesome.
All right. Well, we got him back, folks, and just in time to try to solve the riddle.
I am bad at riddles. I should have came in a little
Justin
later.
Herbert.
I don't know how to.
Justin Herbert? It has to be Justin Herbert, right?
Sling it deep with a rocket arm. Stay cool in chaos. Amazing charm. They said he's good. Now they're in awe because I just broke the MVP law. Who am I? Justin Herbert.
That's Justin Herbert for sure.
Yeah. It has to be. He texted
I don't know what the
me.
law that he's breaking though.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm curious because he messaged me the answer. I didn't look at it. I was like, I don't want to see it. But he said, not sure where to save this, but it's the answer to the riddle of my Ask Boltfam. Answer, Justin Herbert, 2025 NFL MVP, finally. Yes. We got it, Brandon. We did it.
Because he's going to get that tight end in the first round.
Yeah.
He's going to unlock everything.
Come on. Let's go, Brandon. And I love the chapters of this prediction of the NFL script for the Chargers. Oh, it's going to be amazing if this all ends up coming to fruition, buddy. Thank you for bringing it and asking the question. Let's move it on now to Manuelito Pedito, who asked the question. What is up, my party peeps? I can't believe this is the last episode before the draft, and by next week we'll know who will be in our team. Will we be disappointed or ecstatic? That's the beauty of all this, the emotions that come with the excitement. In the last 5 episodes, I've been giving you my hopeful picks. Well, they're more of a prediction than hopeful. See, last year I predicted 4 out of 9 right with Alt, Colston, Steele, and Rice. So I want to see how I do this year. So here are my last 2. Now I understand by now these names are hardly familiar, but I feel with these last 2, they will become starters for the team. At round 6.4, wide receiver Ricky White from UNLV and linebacker Cody Lindbergh from Minnesota. I know highlights could make anybody look great with the route running cuts and the stiff arms, but with Ricky White, almost wrote Ricky Bobby. Anyways, with Ricky White, he has some incredible reaching skills and has something that Johnston doesn't have. Sorry, Kevin. Which are sticky ass hands. It just seems like homeboy never drops the ball, and it's just not just highlights. I've seen this dude play. I don't really care about all of my other predictions, but I do hope Rick White becomes a Charger. He will be great for Justin to have. And I was wondering, any chance for a live draft party watch on here one year? That will be awesome. Well, guys, happy Easter and happy draft week. And like the great Abraham Lincoln said, party on, dudes.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Pedito, yes, you've been giving us predictions these last few weeks, and they may be pretty strong predictions. We'll see.
9's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the late round wide receiver picks because I feel like Justin Herbert can make somebody awesome. If they just have the traits, maybe a smaller school, they can come in and be rad. So I like that pick. It sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if this guy has the hands that you say he has, Mr. Pedito, could be a very sneaky pick for the Chargers to get in such a late round. And as far as doing a live draft party,
We have been talking about doing that over at our Patreon, patreon.com/chargerchat. We may do a live party, but it might be a party of one with Wolldog sitting there on the couch. We'll see if we can get Kyle the Coach Duggan, and Kevin will be up in the air. Will his internet be better than it is in Missouri?
I guarantee you it'll be better than where I am right now. But yeah, I'm going to try and jump in on that. We'll see how it goes. I'll be like whispering and it'll be like super freaking loud.
Right. It'll sound like you're on a plane, basically.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely try to get that together for the Patreon folk, and hope to see you there, Mr. Bedito. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Athir Kader.
Kader,
who asked the question. Judge and Chad and my lovely and awesome Bolt fam, baby. I love you all equally, baby. Only Wolldog above just a little bit because I'm a spirit animal. LOL, baby. My Chargers draft picks. Then I have 3 different questions, one for each. Round 1, Athea's predicting Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, baby. Round 2, we're going to trade up, baby, to 43, give up the 6th this year and a 3rd next year to select Mason Taylor, baby. And round 3, we're taking Jalen Royals, Utah State, baby. Now to my questions, please. First one, Coach Kyle, is there anything you do not like that you would change, baby? Second question, Kevin, will you go tight end or running back if we trade up like I did, baby? And last and third question, Wolldog, will you give up a 3rd round next year to get Loveland or Warren for Herbie? That means we trade up in round 1, baby. P.S. I did not say it, but we start with my first question to my lovely Coach Kyle. Hope you're doing well, baby. My second question was from my awesome and best friend, Kevin, baby. And my last question was, as always, my love, my heart, my baby, my life forever, Wolldog, let's go, baby. And FTR, baby, draft style. Ha! Okay, love you, bye, baby. All right, well, yeah, draft style, baby. I love that. FTR.
Oh, baby.
Baby.
Oh, baby.
This is a pretty good looking draft picks you got set up here,
I think we agree on the first round, my guy.
I think so.
Yeah, Kenneth Grant, if he's there, I would not be upset. I did a whole Patreon on it last week.
That's true.
I think if he's there, that's a money first round. Fits the idea of what we want to be as an organization, and he's a Harbaugh guy.
Mm-hmm. As far as trading up for Taylor and taking Jalen Royals in the 3rd, anything you disagree with that there, Kyle?
Jalen Royals in the 3rd, I saw him there a lot in all the mocks that I was doing. So it seems like he's around and he's there. I don't know. The trading up for Mason Taylor, I don't know about that. I think you hope he falls. I don't know if you give up draft capital to go up and get him based on his production. But that's just, I don't know. That's my caveat to all of this whole draft episode for everyone listening. I go into this thing so wide open with nobody's like, this has to be the
with
pick.
Arms wide open.
Yeah, exactly. I go full Creed on the NFL draft because I just want I want to be excited no matter what happens.
I'll show you everything with arms wide open.
Yep. So when you think draft, think Creed, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, then you'll feel good.
Think Scott Stapp. All right, Kevin. Let's see. Will you go tight end or running back? Well, if we trade up, are you going tight end or running back?
For me, in the 2nd round, I feel like if you're in the 2nd round and that one of those like Hampton might have fallen into the beginning of the 2nd, and then I'm trading up to grab him. Like that makes sense. Like I think the tight ends that you can kind of sit on that and then still have a good pick at 22.
Yeah.
So I think it's more likely for a running back that like some guy shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that last year. That's how we got Ladidi
McConkey.
That's right. So, all right. And then would I give up a 3rd round next year to get Loveland? Or if it's Warren, absolutely. I would give up a 3rd next year to get Warren for sure.
I'd give up a 3rd round to make sure the AFC West doesn't get him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't necessarily. I give up a 6th round to make sure that none of them get him. Like I don't need
a 6th round.
I don't need anything in return. I'll give up a 6th round to make sure he doesn't go in the AFC West.
Yeah, I mean, like think about it. If he drops past us, he's still on the board. and he goes to Kansas City as the heir apparent
forget
to
about
Travis
it.
Kelce.
That'll never happen.
You would, you would be pissed off.
I would be livid.
And that's how I judge every draft pick is would I be pissed off if this guy went to the Chiefs?
Yes.
And if I would be, then it's a good pick.
I'd find one of my Chiefs friends, take out my leather glove and smack him in the face. That's how I'd immediately go to one of them and do that.
Wow.
You have a leather glove?
I'll buy one.
Like OJ?
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. It's like, I taunt you a second time and then you smack him in the face.
Make sure it doesn't fit.
Yeah, it won't fit.
Yeah.
It won't quit.
That's right. That's the saying. All right.
If the glove don't fit, you can't acquit.
You must acquit. Athir, Kadir, this doesn't look bad, buddy. And we'll see if you end up being right.
Let's go, draft Grant. Let's go. First round. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, buddy, for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with Tony Francis, who asked the question.
Hooah. Listen up, soldiers. What a crazy week. I've been in Vegas all weekend for WrestleMania. John Cena won his 17th World Championship, and Coach is still at war with Andrew Ramsey. What the fuck are we doing here, cadets? My first question is directed to you, Coach. With only 3 days until the draft, what is one thing you can do personally to help the team this week? If you were in the war room with Ortiz and Harbaugh on draft day, what advice would you give them? My next question is directed to you, Kev. I know you are going to be traveling the day of the draft, but what outfit do you plan to wear on draft day? Will you promise to at least wear Chargers attire? Even if it's just the undies, cadet. We need all the right lightning bolts in all the right places. And my last question is directed to you, Wolldog. If you could personally pick 2 current Chargers players the Duggan brothers would have to play in 2v2 basketball, what would it be? And it would have to be players you actually think they could beat. As always, the Raiders, burn the kingdom, kick the donkeys, and suck my butt.
Hell yeah, Tony.
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right. Well, what a fun time you had in WrestleMania.
No, I was just about to say that. I was looking it up. Yeah,
John Cena pick.
That's still something I really is on my bucket list is going to a WrestleMania and sitting in the front. I'm not a huge wrestling fan, but I just want to be like, ooh,
the energy.
Yeah. I want to go as Macho Man and just be in the front row, like all decked out.
Dude, you should get your boys into WrestleMania. I bet they would love it.
They probably would, dude.
No, dude, I put on like the early WrestleManias in my living room.
Yeah.
And then we match the moves and like have full wrestling matches.
Oh, perfect.
Because the old school stuff is ridiculous. I always do the thing where I put my hand on their forehead and smack my hand, and they're like, "Oh," and they fall over. It's the fucking best.
Oh, I hope they turn into wrestlers. At least one, maybe 2, because I want to see like the Duggan brothers and they come out bushwhack style. All right, Coach. 3 days left until the draft. What's one thing you can do personally to help the team this week?
I wish there was anything I could do to help the team, Tony. I love the like idea that I have any influence or potential. I'm gonna pray for them, and I'm just gonna like try to put good first pick vibes at them somehow.
Sure.
That's all we can do.
That's good.
Yeah. T's and P's.
T's and P's. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
So if you were in the war room with Ortiz and Harbaugh on draft day, what advice would you give them?
I would initiate the leg wrestling.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Definitely leg wrestling.
I would make
First
it light,
annual.
like lighten the mood, let's have some fun.
Yeah. Throw it out.
Like, hey, someone has a secret sticker hidden under their chair. Whoever that is now getting TP'd or whatever. Let's have some fun.
Look,
let's have some fun with
paintballed.
We got some great ideas.
Straight Kevin. They just get kidnapped and taken out of the war room, shot with a paintball gun.
Like that.
That's fun. I think Harbaugh would be all over
in the break room. I don't know. There's
not to each other, not to the staff on staff action.
That's all good
do that.
fun.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp. Don't do that.
Watch me. Don't invite me to your house then.
I won't ever again.
All right, Kev. You are going to be traveling on draft day. We have confirmed you will be up in the air when the draft begins. So will you promise to at least wear some Chargers attire?
Oh, dude, I'm going to be wearing a Charger hat. I'm going to be wearing my Die Hard Bowl Club, a black t-shirt with the salute to service.
Is it the one
on
you're
there
right now?
No, this is my regular Die Hard Bowl Club shirt.
Regular. Okay.
But yeah, I 100% will be repping, and I'll be screaming on the plane when I find out who our draft pick is, and be super annoying up in business class.
In the business class,
got the upgrade. Hey guys, I'm pretty pumped about this. Got the upgrade for the long flight when the draft's happening, so I might get like a nice little steak action. You know, who knows? Gonna get some TV action,
and then you just get to
draft.
watch highlights all night on the plane of whoever we picked. What a good evening.
Privacy too. Like I don't have to talk to anyone. I can just like sit there and just really bask in it. But I am going to try and jump on our Patreon because that's going to be super fun.
That will be fun,
especially to see what's happening, what's going on in business class.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a tour of my extra leg room.
Nice.
Yeah,
a full tour.
Might take about 4
Here's
or 5
the upstairs and the downstairs.
Downstairs, yep.
All right. As far as picking 2 current Chargers players for you guys to play in 2v2 basketball that I think you could actually beat. Oh, Easton Stick is gone. I can't.
Dude, no. Easton would ball us up. We know
you
that.
think?
He's a quarterback, dude. Yeah,
he's a baller. That guy's so athletic. You got to think the most goofy like kickers or people not from the States.
I think Jamari Sawyer.
Who's the least athletic player on an NFL football team?
I mean, J.K. Scott's a tall boy.
No, I'm not playing J.K. Scott.
Yeah. Well, it's not your decision.
It's not your question, pal.
You're right.
I'm trying to think of guys that I think you could beat. I mean, maybe Harris, our long snapper.
No, he's the and he's a dad. He's got dad power. Yeah. No.
Let's see. Who's on IR
don't
right
pick on
now?
the special teamers. Those guys are athletes. They sprint down the field.
Let's see. Who do we got on this?
We need like the shortest, stockiest guy that we can just. These are professional athletes, dude.
You're looking for these are professional athletes.
I was gonna say like the shortest guys.
Give me coaches. Maybe we got a shot.
Maybe. I mean, the shortest guys we got like Darius Davis and Kamani Vidal.
No,
they're too fast.
They're 5'8".
Yeah.
Too powerful.
Way too fast. Too powerful. Too fast, too powerful. We can't hang with them. Okay, so it's like the big guys are too big. The small guys are too fast.
I can't do nothing for you.
This is an unanswerable question.
Yeah, this is a Kobayashi Maru right here.
We just wouldn't win.
I'd have you go up against Trey Pipkins. And let's see.
Kevin, wait. What were you just thinking? What were you gonna do, Kevin?
Nothing.
He froze in his eyes. What were you thinking about the options of playing basketball with Trey Pipkins?
Throwing the ball at his nuts and then getting the rebound.
You're gonna undercut him on a rebound. I know you.
I'm definitely gonna go schoolyard, old school.
All right, I'm going up against you're going up against Trey Pipkins and.
Pick somebody else that's 6'9". Go ahead. It'll be great.
Jamari Sawyer.
Great. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll beat them for sure.
Yeah. Pick and roll, bitch.
White chocolate.
Oh, we'd be so f***ed.
Dude, we'd be so hurt. Just injured for life.
Jamari Sawyer is still like 6. He's still taller than us.
6'4", yeah.
Well, yeah.
I tried to look for
Kyle and
some heavy guys.
But dude, maybe we could pass it around enough and move the ball and get them tired a little bit. But no, they're in better shape than us.
They're professional
because
athletes.
They're big and fat.
I would get tired passing you the ball.
100%. Me too.
I wouldn't even be moving. My arms would make me tired.
I get tired warming up and stretching.
I was thinking about picking
win this game.
Maybe the oldest, like Tony Jefferson.
They're half our age. They're half Kyle's age.
Yeah, no, that's not true. But
no, they're 35.
They're not 17
I was gonna say, dude, Josh Harris, he's 35. He's the oldest guy on the team right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you'd have 40. A shot with Harris.
No, he's a.
That's not your decision.
I would say no. I would say of all the. No, I think that's a good point. Of all the players on the team, I think that he would be one that I would be the most like, yeah, let's play some basketball and see.
But
I'm not saying we would win, but of all the other options,
he's probably a great golfer and probably great at all the other sports because he's not like just doing football. He's just long snapping and then doing like trick shots. You know what I mean? He's probably like an ultimate
basketball.
Dude, let him launch a ball from underneath his legs. He's going to score it from anywhere on the court.
That's how he
But
shoots
dude, I'm just saying,
He's just like
through his
around,
legs.
shows you his ass, and then fires one into the. It's
just a little beef
good.
stew on
That's
this
like
3-point shot.
Yeah,
That's like a Mighty
blasted
Ducks
and
of
then
basketball.
blasted.
Like,
Yeah.
what would that be called?
It'd be a knuckle puck, but
They call it the
version-
cheek squeeze or something like that.
Papa shot.
The Papa shot. Oh, he's doing the Papa shot.
Oh shit!
All right. Enough of this.
Enough.
Tony Francis,
One of the longer
Okay,
episodes
love you,
we've
bye.
had in a long time.
Yeah.
I love
thank you
this.
for asking the question. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions and Ask Boltfam. We greatly appreciate it. By this time next week, we will have
10
new players,
10 new players
to talk about.
That's crazy.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're on patreon.com/chargerchat, keep an eye out for a post for a live hangout, a live stream with that, at the very least, your boy Wool Dog. And we'll try to get the Duggan Bros on if we can. But I will be there to hang out with you guys and have some fun. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of Charger Chat. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
It feels like the season's about to start. Like as soon as the draft picks happen, it's just like it just takes off from
The
there.
ball's going to
So,
start rolling, baby.
It's here,
You're gonna
guys.
have practice is coming. OTAs are around the corner. Like it's going.
Content.
It's coming, man. It's coming. Chargers are back. This is going to be fun.
No more
New
pulling
Dire
tabby.
Fold Club merch will be coming
come on.
soon.
Come on.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, I'm excited, folks. All right. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. And now, a word from our sponsors. Forget analytics. Forget war rooms. This is the new era of football decision making. This year, it's about leg dominance. Welcome to the Chargers Leg Wrestlin Championship, where NFL futures are determined by who skips leg day the least. The reigning champs, Jim the Hammer Harbaugh and Chef Joe Ortiz, have thighs of steel and hearts of also steel. Will they be the ones to make the pick, or will an intern with calves like tree trunks shock the world? Will this year's first-round pick be chosen by a man doing squats mid-interview? Tune in and find out. Because when the draft's on the line, only your glutes can save you.